Good afternoon, guys. It is a very comfortable day out and sunny. The reason why I said afternoon is because it's going on 1 o'clock. Sorry so late. I had to go out this morning, and please excuse this mop. I had to let it air dry. I didn't have time to style it this morning. So anyway, I weighed myself, and it showed me to be 194.0. So that means I'm up 3 ounces. I'm up 3 ounces. So what I ate yesterday was, after it was 17 hours once again, I had a Lunchable. And I had, now mind you, these Lunchables only has the crackers, the cheese, the meat, and a miniature candy bar. It's not one of those big ones that's also got the juice in it and whatever. It's just a small Lunchable. And I had some pomegranate juice, and I had a little bit more of the vanilla protein shake, which still is of that one bottle that I'd had the day before. I still didn't finish it up. And then for dinner, which averaged to be around, let's see, I'm thinking it's 5 hours, but it was more like 4.5 hours. I had myself a small bowl. It wasn't even full all the way, a small bowl. And about 2/3 full of that small bowl was of a triple cheese hamburger helper. And I had fixed 7 tater tots to go on top of that. So that was my dinner with a cup of sweet tea. So everything was fine. My dinner was finished about 5:30, and so everything was okay. And I walked around the house again last night reading, and I managed just 10,000 steps with a few over. And then just before bed, I felt hungry again, so I ate me 4 little pieces of beef jerky and about 5 pistachios, and that was it for a snack. Just enough to take care of the hunger. Done. And yet I'd gained the 3 ounces this morning. So in this process of losing weight and just eating when hungry and stopping when satisfied, I am learning what my body does not accept. I'm learning what not to do to stay successful. So far what I have learned is, of course, I'd already told you I was refusing to have any potato chips because I know that if we had chips, I would end up giving in and not stopping. And then over Christmas, I discovered that having a stocking full of candy likewise was not wise. So if I would ever want a sweet, just get a small individual serving to go with my dinner, and that's it. Period. Now I have managed to lose weight doing it like that, so that's not a problem, but it's not going to be all the time because, like I said before, I don't always have cravings. I don't always want a dessert. I don't have cravings, but I don't always want a dessert, is what I was meaning. And but every time that I have felt hungry around bedtime and I gave in and ate just a little bit of jerky, I have not lost weight. So that is going up on that. Just go to bed when I'm hungry, which is fine, because, if you're hungry when you go to bed, and seeing that when you go a certain amount of hours on a fast, that your body starts to remend itself and things, it won't hurt one bit to just go on ahead and go to bed hungry, because that means I've got a head start and I won't be ruining anything. So that's what I'm learning so far. not to have like a jerky snack. Now, as it happens, hubby had been getting me the jerky on the Amazon Sub and Save. I told him, I said, just cut it out. I don't need it. Just cut it out. So, and that's money saved because it's like $13, $14 for that big pound bag. So, forget it. Just forget it. I'd rather save money than to gain weight. Everybody say amen. Anyway, so basically that's what I am learning, and as I go on, I'm going to keep in consideration these different things because, as I had said before, I've got a very, very slow thyroid, very low hypo, and so it doesn't take much to throw my body out of that balance and start gaining the weight. It doesn't take much at all. My body literally does not need a lot of fuel, so therefore there's no use in me giving it to it. And I had found in the past, before I'd even started, which I've always tried to lose weight, but before I'd ever started going with just the hunger and fullness, when I was binging at night, that was my biggest downfall right there. The binging at night. And of course it would always be with some kind of junk food. So, yes, that is a complete 2 thumbs down, no go, no do, out. So, alright. So that's that much established, and from there on out, everything should be just fine and dandy. So like, this is the way it goes. Give it completely over to God and trust Him. Do not eat over the capacity of full. Make sure to only eat when hungry. Make sure that it is true hunger and not head hunger, which means give it a little bit more time. Wait for a little bit more pain in the stomach and less thinking that I better go on ahead and eat in the mind. No snacking, even though you're hungry in the late evening. No snack, no matter how small that snack is. No snack before bed, even if you're hungry. Go to bed hungry. And of course, no drinking fluids in between meals, and no eating in between meals. Now, some people, they can get away with like 2 meals and a snack, and they'll lose weight. Me, apparently, my body says, I don't need no snack. No more food. You're done. 2 meals. You're done. My body really does want to let go of the fat, and so therefore it's letting me know through the scales, I gotta listen to that. Gotta listen to it. So, that's fine with me. No snacking. I don't mind going to bed hungry. Matter of fact, when I go to bed hungry, I kind of feel proud of myself. I do. Kind of feel proud of myself. Now, while we're at it, I'm going to pose just a little itty bitty question, and it's just a question for you to think about for a moment. It's not, I'm not asking this question in a form of degrading or condescending or condemning or nothing. It's just a simple little question. I have watched many people's videos on their weight loss, many, and every one of them that I have heard, they have said that they're waiting until they're hungry and they're stopping when they're full, and that they're not eating any more than what they need when they're hungry, which is like what I'm doing, and I've been successful doing that. The only thing that I'm cutting out is the chips and now big bucos of candy, you know. So my simple, very simple little maul on the thought question is, what makes you think that it's your actual diet that's getting you to lose the weight and not just the fact that you're rating until you're hungry and only eating when you're hungry. It just a thinkable thought, right? I mean, you can continue doing whatever diet you're on. It's still your choice if you're wanting to do certain diets because you feel those certain diets are the road for you to take, and with the rules and regulations and restrictions, it's a choice that we all have to make. And so, whatever we feel is working for us, we're going to stick with that. But it's just a posable thought for one to kind of mull on and think about. If you are just eating when you're hungry, why couldn't it just be you eating when you're hungry that's actually causing your success? I mean, I'm not on any diet plan. I'm not following any rules, regulations, or restrictions. I'm just eating when hungry, stopping when satisfied. And now that I discovered that my body doesn't want the snack even though it's hungry before bed, that I don't need to eat that. So just thinking about it. Is it just possible that even though you're on a certain diet plan with a certain name before it, that in truthfulness, the real reason why you're being successful is just simply because you're only eating when you're hungry? I mean, any diet plan that anybody is on, and I know this for a fact because I've done it, okay? I'm not saying this because I'm pinpointing anybody. I'm not pointing a finger to nobody. I'm not mentioning a name because there isn't no particular name. I'm talking about myself personally. Any diet plan that I had ever done, and when I went overboard doing that diet, trying to stick to those rules and only eating with what was allowed on it, I gained weight. So that's just my curiosity question, something for you to think about, that just maybe even though you're on a certain diet plan where you've got your restrictions and your certain calorie counts and fat counts and carb counts and, any diet that you're on, seeing that the majority of yous have started only eating when hungry and not eating any time in between, but only when hungry, that maybe your real success is because that's all you're doing, is just eating when you're hungry. Maybe, right? But I'm not telling you to stop doing whatever diet you're on. I'm not telling you that. I mean, you're more than welcome to join me and do just the hunger and fullness plan. You're more than welcome to join me. I'll always be there for you. But if you choose to continue on whatever diet plan you're on, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Whatever. As long as you're being successful and your doctor is giving you a healthy rating and you are so happy, keep going for it, no matter what. No matter what. I just wanted to put that question out there because I got thinking about that last night. I'm being successful and I'm not restricting anything. On the whole part, I'm not restricting anything. I'm eating carbs, fats, and proteins. And I am intermittent fasting, but it's only coming naturally because finally when I'm hungry in the day, it's already been anywhere from 15 to 17 hours. It's something natural. I'm not forcing myself to do it. That's just when my body finally lets me know, let's eat, So the intermittent fasting is coming natural to me, and only being hungry twice a day, that's just something natural. That's all my body is needing. That's all it's wanting. It's all it's calling for. And I'm fine to give it what it's wanting, what it's needing, So, my thought was last night, okay, seeing that I'm losing the weight with what I'm doing and with everybody else that I have watched and hearing what they're doing, and they're doing the same thing, just eating when hungry and, nothing else, just when they're hungry, and they're having success too, but they're on a different diet plan. So who's to say that it's not that diet plan itself, but just the fact that they have started eating when hungry and stopping when satisfied, and they're not eating in between. They changed their eating habits from constantly cramming food down to just waiting until they're hungry and stopping. Just a little food for thought. I mean, who knows? Who knows? It might be the diet you're on. It might be the diet you're on. It might exactly be the diet with the rules and regulations and restrictions. It might actually be that. So don't get me wrong. Don't turn around and spread wildfire to everybody across the YouTube dieting land that Miss So-and-so is saying that we're not being successful because we're on a diet, that the real reason why we're being successful is because we're only eating when hungry. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that at all. So please do not misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm just asking a posable thought for you to kind of mingle on a little. Is it possible that just because you started rating until you're hungry is the real reason why you're being successful and not so much the diet you're on? And the only reason why I would ever wonder that question is because the fact I'm not on any diet and I'm losing weight just through the hunger fullness plan. So that's the reason why I started thinking that. That's the reason why I started wondering that. So you can think about that, mull over that, or just go, nah, my success is because I'm on this diet. You can take the thought or leave it. I mean, it's yours. It will always be anybody's choice what road they go down to lose weight, and whatever way is successful, whatever way they believe is being successful. And I'm going to tell you, I honestly believe, I truly believe that it is possible that when you only eat when hungry and stop when satisfied, because Gwen Shamlin said that you're automatically cutting your portions anywhere from a third to a half. I seriously believe that when you do that, that all numbers, not just BMI and weight, will come down, but all numbers, cholesterol, blood pressure, A1Cs, glucose, the whole enchilada, I believe all numbers will come down because you're not putting more into your body than what your body needs. And so like for some of the diets that people's on with the restrictions, and so like now I've got mine, I've got my 2 restrictions, making it 3 now because there's not going to be any more snacking before bed, which I don't do every night anyway. But when I feel hungry, I'm not going to give in. So that's 3 restrictions for me. So, anybody doing restrictions and, according to science and medical, yeah, that's another way to bring the numbers down. Okay. But still the fact is that the majority of yins out there has started just eating when hungry and stopping when satisfied. So maybe that's the real reason for the weight loss. Maybe. But yins continue doing what you feel that's working for you, because I am by no means telling yins that yins are wrong. By no means. It was just a very curious thought. So hope I didn't step on anybody's toes or make anybody mad, because I promise it is just a curious thought for someone to maybe think, But everybody's got a choice to make. Everybody. So I'm here for you guys no matter what, even if you don't think that it's the hunger and fullness that you're doing with your diet plan. If you still think it's that diet itself, I'm still here for you, because I want to see yins be successful. I want to see yins lose the weight. I want to see yins be healthy, and I want to see yins be happy. So no matter what it is that you think it is that's working for you, as long as it keeps working for you and you never end up backsliding and fall right back to where you were originally. Let's pray that never happens for any of yins. So to my new subscribers, thank you and welcome. I love you. And to all of you who's out there supporting me, and to those of you who aren't subscribed to me even, I still love yins, each and every one of yins. And I will see yins tomorrow. Have a great day.